In this video I'm going to sail the RYA Dinghy Trail for Brownsea Island, and launching is from the public slipway at Beta Park. The car park is known as Harbourside 1. The first section is for vehicles without trailers, so you drive all the way through that, then you get to these gates, you carry on through, and then you're into the next section, which is for the trailer vehicles, and you also have access to the slipway. The closest facilities are here, if I can put my finger in the right place, at the far side of the field. And there's the slipway between those two posts. Parking payment can be done via an app, but I'll tell you some more important information about that in the description below. This is the slipway and is very shallow gradient, so you have to put your trailer quite a way into the water to get your boat afloat. First we cross the main shipping channel at 90 degrees to it, and then head straight for the western end of the moored boats on the north shore of the island. Graham joined me today in his home-built 17-foot Whitehall. Beautiful boat. Ahead of us now is the northwest corner of Brownsea Island. There was a strong westerly wind today, so it took a fair bit of beating to windward to reach it. I decided to sail further west than the trail suggests, but only because in this wind strength we would have been round the island in less than an hour. That's Pottery Pier ahead, point 3 on the Dinghy Trail. Coming into view now is Brownsea Island. You wouldn't believe it, but there are 22 oil wells on that little island. And the oil runs via pipeline to Hamble in Southampton. Ahead in the distance where the little white dots are is Cleveland Point. We sailed along South Deep, past Goathorn Point, and then headed across Redhorn Lake and stopped for lunch on this beach here. Bramblebush Bay, which is on the trail, is the next bay along. We wanted to stop at just before high tide, so we knew we had enough water depth to get on and off the beach. So we've had lunch, and here we are sailing towards the southeast corner of Brownsea Island. The wind had picked up somewhat as well, and so it wasn't going to take too long to get back to our start and finish point.
It's almost like a houseboat over there. So these are obviously the channel markers.
Yeah. That's the main entrance to Brownsea Island for foot passengers coming off the island ferries, and the building on the left is Brownsea Castle and is leased by the John Lewis Partnership. The island itself is owned by the National Trust. It's also the place where Baden-Powell, back in 1907, had his first scout camp. When sailing past here, be mindful of the passenger ferries approaching and leaving the island jetty. It does get quite busy during the day. Basically what I do is I just sail a bit closer until I recognise where I'm going. Point in the right direction.
Three tall blocks. Is that what you're talking about?
Narrow one. I'm not doing both now.
Lots of flat blocks.
I'm not flat one, but
Oh, you mean over here?
yeah. And then the tree line under that, I think where that ends is the end of Beta Park.
Right.
The slipway at Beta Park is ahead of us now, and it's always a little bit tricky to spot from over by the island. But there is a distinct tree line that ends where the car park starts, and that's what I look out for when approaching. It's also a designated personal watercraft area, so keep a good lookout for jet skis. It was quite a gusty day with strong winds throughout, so it was a tad tricky to film. I had my hands full, but hopefully you've now got a sense of the trail, even though I extended it somewhat. I didn't sail along Blood Alley, which is the south shore of Brownsea Island, and I didn't land at Bramblebush Bay, but the sail back from Bramblebush Bay to the slipway is pretty much as you're seeing now. Left of the slipway.
Okay. Might hop off up here.
The shallow gradient makes manhandling the boat quite easy, but like mentioned before, your trailer or launch trolley does need to go quite a way into the water to launch or recover. This was a Friday late afternoon, and when we returned to the slipway we found the car park to be reasonably busy. I can imagine at weekends it would be quite chocker, especially on a good weather day. So the RYA Trail is from here, Beta Park, which is what we sailed, and there you go across the channel, across to the northwest corner of Brownsea Island, past Pottery Pier, along Blood Alley, and then at the end of the alley go south to Bramblebush Bay. From there you backtrack to the southeast corner of the island, along the motorboats, cross the channel and back to the slipway at Beta Park. What we sailed was to Pottery Pier, but we went just a little bit further west, and then we went down this channel, the South Deep it's called, round there past Goat Horn Point, and then across this little lake to a bit of beach just prior to Bramblebush Bay. And then the sail back was pretty much the same as the trail. All RYA trails are A4 documents, and on the reverse side there's always some useful information pertaining to the area that you're sailing in. You can get more information by visiting rya.org.uk. Thanks for watching. See you next time.